Hi, this is Cherie with Rehash Fiber. I have something super fun for you today. The Hocus Pocus Socks. Welcome everybody. You have to check these out. They are beautiful. These are the Hocus Pocus Socks by Hegwer. When I came across these pictures on Instagram, all the beautiful colors stuck in my head and I thought I've got to do this. So when I went to her site to get the kit, it was no longer available. So I'll let you know what I did in case you want to make these and it's what you would like to do. And if not, you may have your own source of where you know you can get a large amount of colors. Because this called for 12 colors and I went to 4 Purls in Winter Haven, Florida because they have a tremendous selection of colors. Emma's yarn, all colors, all varieties, and all types of yarn. So I needed fingering weight. I went to their wall of practically perfect smalls and got all the colors that I needed. So the pattern has you doing some really interesting, cool things to make the nice color changes. You buy fingering weight yarn, but you hold it double so that you get really interesting color changes throughout, and it makes a DK weight. You use size 3 and 4 needles. You can do the circular or have a long circular for doing the magic loop. Her instructions are very good. She has a worksheet so you can figure out how big you need to make your socks, how to measure, and you know what you're going for. So you know how much yarn to get. And she has included the links to the different things you will need to do to make the socks. So for instance, doing the Turkish cast on, the Kitchener stitch, the afterthought heel prep and doing it, and Jenny's stretchy bind off, and also how to insert elastic into the band so that your socks will stay up. And so of course, while I was working on it, the iPad was right here and I could go back and forth getting those instructions to work on these socks. The freedom you have in making these socks is you can do whatever color you want, whenever you want. And I just kind of kept in mind every couple of inches I would change colors, but in her instructions, you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to do perfect stripes. You can do any length of stripe you want, any color order, and just make it work the way you want to make it work. So if you choose to make those, I hope you have a great time and a really fun time wearing them. All right, so a little fiber talk from what's going on around here. If you've been following along with some of my other videos, you know that I grew my own cotton from seed and took it all the way through to the garment, and there's a couple of videos on that. I have 9 plants. Now I'm going to tell you what happened so that if it happens to you, you don't do it. My plants are in groups of 3 in 3 different plots that I have. And one of the plots, I noticed 2 of the plants started getting mealybugs. And so I went to Google and it said as a home remedy for your house plants to do a mixture of water, alcohol, and dish soap. And squirt it on your plants and then rinse it off. So that's what I did. But that was the wrong thing to do. They're not house plants, they're outdoor plants, and it totally killed one of the plants. I was in mourning, and then I thought, okay, it's a plant and I have to get on with life. But I just, I appreciated the cotton that it produced for me so much that it was really hard for me, and I, grew it since it was a seed, that I killed it. Horrible, but I know. Okay, so that one is gone and it's bad. Now the other one that was damaged lost most of its leaves, but somehow it lived. The third plant that did not have too many mealybugs on it, I didn't squirt it down, it survived. Now, when the 2 went into such terrible state, I realized, boy, that was the wrong thing to do, and I went to the store and I bought special spray for plants for mealybugs. And that cured what was happening to the 3rd plant. So just don't do what I did. And you people that raise plants all the time are probably like, you're an idiot. Yes, I was. But I was trying to save it and I heard it. So anyway, but the sweet thing that happened is that I live next to a forest and there's a lot of ferns, which make like the first 2 to 3 feet just very thick to go through. And I can see how the bunnies have their little, what do you call it, walkways through the ferns, because they have these little holes that come out of the ferns and they nibble in our yard. And I thought, well, I always put my extra waste fluff of wool, you know, from carding or whatever. I was putting it on top of it, on top of the ferns and stuff. And yes, a couple days later it'd be gone. But I thought, I'm just going to put a whole big pile right by the little bunny hole where they come out, just in case they want, you know, they see that as they're coming and going to eat if they want it for their beds. Well, the next day it was all gone. So I was like, cool. I hope it was gone because the bunnies took it for their beds. So that was a little fun thing. And it's kind of cool just to see how the full cycle of the wool happens, you know, from starting with the sheep all the way to the fun that we have with it and making garments, and then whittling it down to that extra that we just can't use at all, and then somebody else can. So that's pretty cool. So those are my stories this week. And I have one more thing I have to share with you because, you know, crocheting is very fun. But when I saw this lady's work and her patterns, this was next level, beautiful art. I saw this on Instagram. Her name is Jane Crow, and at Instagram it's at Janie Crow. Take a look at her pictures of the things that she has. I was ready to buy a pattern right then. They are just so beautiful. So I just had to share that with you. You've got to check it out. All right, everybody, I think that's it for this week. So I'll hold these up so you can see, because that was a whole lot of socks to be made. And I don't really make socks, so I was like, wow, when I do, I do. So here you go. Whole lot of fun. Can't wait to wear the Hocus Pocus socks. And if you make them, do enjoy, and happy knitting. Thanks for watching.